Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another VCast for the Broadcast Newsroom class with Mike Demurgis. I'm Kyle DeVico, and today we're going to be talking about the Super Bowl and Cam Newton's press conference. Very controversial. If you haven't seen it, go ahead and watch it. It was interesting to see someone that's very outspoken, usually be very hesitant and not wanting to answer any questions. So, just to give you a little background, the Panthers, Carolina Panthers, who Cam Newton is a part of, he's their star quarterback. Just won the MVP in the NFL for the entire year. The Panthers lost the Super Bowl to the Denver Broncos, um, and you know what? A lot of people had Carolina going into the game. A lot of people thought Carolina was the team that was, destined to win and, just a better team just based off of record and even Vegas had the line at, it just kept going up. Carolina -3, Carolina -4, Carolina -5. So most people, if you were to take a poll, thought that Carolina was going to win. Well, it didn't happen that way. The Broncos came out. Their defense played an amazing game. Von Miller led the defense, was a menace, causing 2 fumbles by Cam Newton. He was hit while he was throwing. And, the Broncos pretty much controlled the game the whole way. Even when the Panthers had a chance to have one last drive and it was 16-10 Broncos, Von Miller made the big play and Cam Newton fumbled again. And what was very interesting on that fumble is that Cam Newton didn't go for the ball. The ball was kind of, moving around on the grass, and everyone was diving around for it. And you could see on the slow motion replay, Cam looks at the ball and doesn't dive for it. So that was a little controversial and interesting to see. And just the whole game, you just got that vibe that Cam Newton was off. He was not on his game. He was he wasn't he was he, it just looked like he was shook. I mean, yes, the offensive line didn't block for him like they should have. They just looked unprepared, but Cam Newton was not himself. Cam Newton was not the Cam Newton that we saw the whole year, the MVP Cam Newton. Because if he was, I think we might have had a little different result in that game. So, as I said, the Carolina Panthers lost the game. So after the game, Cam Newton obviously has to meet with the press and answer their questions. Well, he didn't answer many of their questions at all. He gave very short responses to pretty much all the questions. Now, there was some controversy that came out the next day saying that one of the Broncos players, Chris Harris, apparently was shouting stuff at Cam Newton, saying that we're the best team, we won, you guys are awful, we won. But you know what? Regardless of anyone shouting, you're a professional. Okay, you're getting paid millions of dollars to do your job. Your job is to play football and answer questions after the game. You are required to talk to the press after the game. That is part of your job description. Just like any job, it's not just all the glory. You're not. It's great. Cam's a great person with the press when he wins. He's cracking jokes, smiling, giving great lines that the press can use. But when you lose, it's a different thing. But that shouldn't. Just because you lose doesn't mean the press is going to lay off, and doesn't mean that you can kind of, BS your way through it. Okay? As a member of a professional sports team, you are required to give the media your attention and answer their questions. Okay? So these guys, these reporters are all asking, valid questions, whether it's, did you think your performance was a letdown? Do you think that this can be something you can build on? How does this loss hurt? You know what his answers were? His answers were, I don't know, bro. No, I don't know, man. Meanwhile, the whole time, he's got his hood up. His hood up. He's not looking at the camera. He wants to be everywhere but there, which is fine. We get it. We get it, Cam. We get it. You lost the Super Bowl. You're frustrated. You're upset. That's understandable. However, it's in your job to answer the questions. You know, we were talking about this in our broadcast newsroom class on Monday, and, you know, Professor DeMurger said it well. With fame comes, you know, the agony of defeat. When you're that famous and you're doing that well, when you fail, it's gonna be high profile. It's gonna be in the news. People are gonna want to ask you questions, pry information out of you, and there's gonna be some people that want you to lose more. So what Cam did, not answering the questions, didn't help him. You know, he's under a lot of scrutiny. Some rightfully so. He didn't play his best game, but I'm telling you right now, that press conference didn't help. He could have gone a lot better way, and maybe, you know, I just kind of tried to think about what Peyton would have done if he lost, and I could have told you. He would have congratulated Cam, congratulated the Panthers. Cam could have done that. He could have said, you know, we didn't play our best game. We didn't execute. We turned the ball over, but the Broncos played a great game because their defense did. The Broncos played a great game. They were better than us today, and congratulations to Peyton. If he had said that, one, he would have gained a lot of respect, and he probably would have took off a little of the scrutiny that he's getting. Because quite frankly, right now, he's a target, and that's what happens. When you're the NFL MVP, when you're famous, when you're starting to become the face of the NFL, and you don't play your best game when it's the brightest lights of Super Bowl 50, you're going to get some scrutiny. However, what my lesson is for Cam in this is handle it better. Be a little more mature. I know the loss hurts, but handle it like a champ and a professional. Answer the questions, congratulate the Broncos, and work hard so that next year you can get back to the Super Bowl and win a couple, you know, win a Super Bowl next year and maybe win a couple more. Because with that talent, Carolina's going to be right back in it. As long as Cam keeps a good mind, keeps being the good leader that he is, I think you'll see Carolina have a lot of success next year and could definitely see them getting right back to where they were and being in Super Bowl 51. So just a lesson of how to deal with the media. Cam, just answer the questions. Be professional. Thanks for listening, guys, today. You know, another good controversial news topic, and we'll see you next week. Kyle DeVico signing off.